Cryptocurrencies have had an insane run up these last couple of months, reaching as high as $58,000 earlier this month. So, if you want to learn about what crypto is, how to go about buying and selling, and whether it is a good investment for you or not, then stick around. Hello everyone, Arjun here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about all things cryptocurrency. 10 years ago, if you were at a bar with a bunch of friends and you were talking about your investments and you happened to mention Bitcoin, you would have been laughed right out of there. But fast forward to today, and literally everybody is talking about crypto. Not just regular retail investors like you and me, but it's also big businesses and companies that are starting to get involved. Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, MicroStrategy bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, and Square bought 170 million, all in just this past month. Tesla actually ended up making more from their Bitcoin purchase than they did in a whole year of manufacturing cars, which is a crazy story in itself. So you could be missing out on a whole lot if you don't understand the value proposition as well as the risks of cryptocurrency. And that's exactly what this video is going to be focusing on. In the simplest of terms, a cryptocurrency is a digital coin or a digital asset. And unlike regular currency that we're used to, it is not physical, so it can't be touched. It essentially exists on a network that is powered by blockchain technology. The main feature of blockchain technology is that it is decentralized, and that means it's spread out across multiple computers all across the globe and isn't controlled by one single entity. That means it can operate independently from something like the central bank, which is what controls the money we use today. Blockchains have public ledgers, meaning anybody can see any transaction that's ever been made on the network, and that adds an element of trust. It also allows for transfer of money with minimal fees, even internationally. I'm sure we've all gotten extremely frustrated by those wire transfers which take ages to go through, right? 3 to 5 business days could potentially no longer be a thing because with crypto, it only takes a few seconds for these transactions to go through, and there are no middlemen involved, so you don't have to deal with banks at all. The most popular digital coin out there that the entire blockchain was built for is of course Bitcoin. Bitcoin was first invented in 2009 by a person called Satoshi Nakamoto, and nobody has any idea who this person is. He or she just vanished into thin air shortly after inventing Bitcoin. But what we do know is that there will only be 21 million Bitcoin ever produced, so it has a limited supply. That's why it's considered by some to be a good way to combat the inflation from all of the trillions of dollars that the government is printing right now. Some also consider Bitcoin to be a store of value and call it the digital gold. Gold is just a shiny metal and has no true value in and of itself. The only reason that it is valuable is because everybody else says that it's valuable. And a lot of people think that Bitcoin is the digital equivalent of this. The only way that Bitcoin can be produced is through mining. And mining is the process of solving a hard math problem on your computer in the hopes that you can solve it faster than anybody else and get rewarded with Bitcoin for it. There's so much more to Bitcoin, and if you want to go down that rabbit hole, I will link to Satoshi's white paper in the description box below, and you can go check that out. Ethereum is the second most popular coin and is the digital oil to Bitcoin's digital gold. It's essentially a software network on top of which programmers can build apps, and it also uses blockchain technology. There are a whole bunch of other altcoins like Cardano, Litecoin, Ravencoin, Ripple, and a whole bunch more, but I'm not going to get into that for this video. Alright, so how do you go about buying and selling crypto? The easiest way to do it would be using an exchange, and my favorite is called Coinbase. The other ones that are used quite often are Binance, Kraken, and Gemini. But the reason that I like Coinbase is because it is the most popular. It is a reputable exchange that's backed by pretty large investors, and it also has more than 30 million customers across 100 different countries. So if you're looking to invest in crypto using Coinbase, I will leave my referral link in the description box below, and you get $10 in Bitcoin for signing up. Once you've set up your account by verifying your identity, you can transfer money into Coinbase using either your bank account or a debit card. It doesn't need to be a big amount. You can start even with $50 or $100, whatever you're comfortable with. You can then use this money to buy any of the dozens of coins available on the exchange. Coinbase does claim that it's never been hacked before, but you can never be 100% sure with basically any of these exchanges. Because all of your keys to your crypto is stored on the exchange itself. And when millions of people are storing all of their crypto like this, it becomes sort of a honeypot for hackers. If these hackers do manage to get your crypto, it is very likely that you will never get it back. So although small, there is definitely an element of risk. The solution to this is using a hardware wallet to transfer your crypto out of the exchange to this wallet. So something like the Nano Ledger X, for example. Transferring your crypto off of these exchanges onto a hardware wallet is the safest way to store your crypto because you are in complete control of it. You can store it in a safe offline location that's backed by a set of keys that only you know. So if you have large amounts of crypto that you're planning to hold for a long time, this is definitely something you want to consider. This is the exact reason why I don't recommend buying crypto on either Robinhood or Cash App, because they do not allow you to transfer your crypto off of these platforms into a hardware wallet. So just keep that in mind. By the way, if you're finding value in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. It would really help me out and help the channel grow. Thanks so much. Alright, now coming to the important question. Is crypto right for you or not? I would classify crypto into the high risk, high reward category. So Bitcoin has been the best performing asset class in the last 10 years, but it does come with a host of risks too. It can be extremely volatile. It's not uncommon to see price fluctuations of plus or minus 20% in a single day, which you will never see with something like the Dow or the S&P 500, for example. Prices constantly move up and down and the market is unpredictable. So if you can't stomach these massive changes in price, you should not be investing in crypto. Government regulation is another risk. Since Bitcoin or some other coin could end up replacing the fiat currency that we use today, the governments are not going to go down without a fight. So it is quite possible that we see some regulation down the line that sends the price of all of these coins plummeting. The third is that it's open to hacking, as I already mentioned. The blockchain is immutable, meaning that once a transaction is committed, it cannot be reversed. So if a hacker gets access to your crypto and transfers it out, it's probably lost forever. Keeping these risks in mind, for me personally, I still think it's worthwhile to put a small portion of my portfolio into crypto because it does have some solid merits. It allows me to diversify into another asset class, which, as we all know, diversification is an extremely important part of a good portfolio. My strategy with it is simple, just buy and hold for the long term and not to try and time the highs and lows. So I have around 2 to 3% of my portfolio in crypto right now, and it's split between Bitcoin and Ethereum in a 75-25 split. These are the only two that I own. I don't own any of the altcoins. I don't think I am going to buy them either because most of them are just some sort of variation of either Bitcoin or Ethereum. and many of them will likely go to zero. So I'm just going to stick to the big two for now. I might work this up to be around 5% of my portfolio, which I've set as the cap for crypto. And this way I am exposing myself to some of the potential upside, but at the same time, if there's an insane market sell-off and all of these go to zero, which I don't think will happen, it won't affect me too badly. Please don't blindly follow what I'm doing. I'm just a random guy on YouTube with a camera. So please do your own due diligence before making any decisions. Disclaimer over. I know the crypto space can be quite difficult to understand, so if you have any questions, do leave them in the comment section down below or reach out to me on Instagram. I'll be happy to help. With that, I've reached the end of this video. Really appreciate you watching all the way through. I'll be back next week, same time, same place. So I'll catch you then. Bye bye.